Kita masuk ke game yang ketiga. Gila, ini draftnya cepet banget ya. Biasanya kan kalau habis match kedua gitu ke match ketiga breaknya agak lama. Ini langsung digas. Kayaknya bayar sewanya mahal sih guys, ini tempatnya kan bagus kan. Bayarnya mahal gitu. Loh, emang ya HP-nya beda-beda. Kari dan Lapu di sini draftnya ya. Selala draft bebas. Konsep apa kuwi menghunui. Valen Kufra Yuzong. Wah, ngeri banget nih draftnya outplay nih. BTK ngambil apa? YV lagi kah? Atau Parsya? Selamat pagi Sugeng Enjing. Apakah ada anak yang nama Balmon? Fredrin, oke. Karena gak ada Kari, jadi Fredrinnya diambil. Claude di sini di band Claude Patrick apa ya nanti? Si Blood Thirsty di BTK. Mereka belum ada masih Franco, Parsya, Franco Yeve. Mending Ben Yeve sih. Kalau Parsya tuh kan udah outplay, udah pegang Yuzongnya gitu.
Yeah, draft pick was definitely flipped. And speaking of the draft so far, right, we are seeing Mobazane going a little bit more of that comfort pick, picking up that Fredrin. But when you look at outplay, right, it's going to be the first time today that we're going to go ahead and see this Kufra picked up into the hands of Shark.
And that's the scary thing for me, is because anytime Kufra does pop up, like I said, a lot of people think it's situational, or what have you, but still Kufra is one of those heroes.
Harit, ya karena basic Haritnya lumayan. Oh, Parsya bandnya kan. Tapi kalau aku lebih suka bandnya di YV sih.
The setup there too, paired with the Valentina, like we talked about earlier when this was locked in, is how do you utilize Valentina the best way, because you're going to have a lot of options. And even on right now, you can kind of see the draft here for BTK is kind of response to the Valentina pick. That's how it has to be. You throw in the Grok now for the next choice. This is a possibility. Do I take the wild charge? Do I use that against them? Could I possibly
sih,
even
atau
as far as Valentina's taken appraisers?
Iya, Patrick paling make sense sebenarnya. Melissa Patrick sih. Patrick sama hypernya Akai. Patrick Akai. Ini kalau Patrick Akai sumpah guys, objektifnya ngeri outplay ini. Patrick Akai. Iya, yang kiri kan itu dari Filipina guys, caster Filipina yang kiri. Oh, Lance. Enggak, kenapa sih suka ambil Lance ketemu Fredrin, serius dah aku tanya. Ada Akai loh. Akai Patrick. Ya enggak guys? Ya enggak sih guys? Akai Patrick lebih mantap enggak sih? Ya mungkin powernya Lance ya, enggak tahu ya. Kadita di sini, bro. Kadita ya guys ya, BTK. Ya makanya kok bro, bingung juga aku. Tapi udah nggak ada lagi guys. Mau lawan apa? Pakai apa? Mino ya, Mino buat lawan Valen nggak bisa di copy Valen, iya sih. Sebenarnya pekerjaan gue pagi bangun restream walaupun nggak terlalu rame. Loh, untuk sekelas subscriber aku segini sudah oke loh sebenarnya ya. Memang pekerja ya kan, Patrick butuh susu, butuh pampers. Kita masuk ke game yang ketiga ya guys ya.
We'll find out because now we're going to be loading up into the land of Dawn. Game number 3 here. It's a 1-to-1, and we'll see how it all unfolds.
Absolutely. Now we do see already both teams starting actually on opposite buffs, which means the rotations will kind of go the opposite way. Do see
Yang penting telaten betul. Dah yuk, fokus dulu. Di sini Yuzong ketemu Lapu lagi kayak game sebelumnya. Patrick ketemu Kari kayak game pertama.
Mobazane, you're looking at him running the tanks a lot. You're looking at Zane running the comfort Fredra that we've seen time and time again. And we got to say, when teams of this caliber, it comes down to the micro and the macro, the last-minute decisions. Just slight mistakes can be very costly.
Yeah, the big thing here too is this time, Promise with the Yuzhong, will he be able to find the setups like we saw in the previous game, but on the other team, right? Now that is the work cut out, but you have a great kind of layering of CC and options, not just with the Kufra, but you've got that Yuzhong, the way that works.
Ini warnya menang,
and that's really up to
bisa
Sharp.
menang
We've
kiri
seen
sih
him do this
harusnya.
before, and that follow-up, right, to
Wah, ada
allow
Yuzhong tuh
the
warnya
kind of
sebenarnya
scaling
enak
to
guys.
happen from mid to late game.
Ngezoning-ngezoningnya
BTK, on the
Cece,
other
punya
hand,
Cece.
they've got to kind of throw the
Life
punches
steal-nya
early
kenceng.
and really get that snowball going for them. Now,
Oke, missing you,
scaling-wise,
selamat upacara.
it could be in their favor as well, depending on how much momentum they build. But because you simply have a Kadita, right, in the hands of Yano here, you should be able to secure yourself some early momentum, some early kills. That's the whole point of drafting the Kadita here.
Oh yeah, and I think Weezy and I talked about this in our previous NACT games. Shark is such a
Turtle.
menace in the jungle, right?
Yuzhongnya
Even
belum
with the
4 ya?
first 30 seconds of buff spawning,
Belum 4
it's the
Yuzhongnya.
zonish, but best player coming with a little bit of damage.
That's right, a fight over the first
Wah,
turtle.
best
Best
player
player in
langsung di
situation. Dodge is
ejam-ejam
key
Lapu,
on the raging
cok.
slash, but Shark winding up the Tyrant's Revenge. Tyrant's Revenge possibly on the way. The Petra going down the rough wave. Zane picking up the turtle, but can
Coba
he get
tadi
out
Akai,
alive?
coba guys,
Pretty
ya nggak
sure
sih?
it does go down. Hoon in a tricky
Kalau tadi
situation
Akai
as well.
lebih
Gets
enak
the
itu
takedown
guys.
by Promise picks up a kill. First Blood takes down
Kenapa
Mobazane,
lanjai gitu
and
kan?
T takes down Promise.
And that is a turtle into the hands of BTK. Now we did see the roamer
Cuma
for the
kalau
sub outplay Shark,
Akai
but
sih
still
lebih
not
mantep
level
sih
4, so the
harusnya.
set potential was not there, but we do have to give credits over to T, right? The bravest fighter stance coming with the flicker combo was able to
mati
take off
TA-nya.
a kill actually, but that's actually
Sama Valen.
taking off the Lapu, which is going to be T.
Yeah, huge play over there for Hoon, the superstar, the Mr. MVP. But looking at the match so far, 2-1, very explosive, nice and early.
Kenapa aku
from both sides of
ngomongnya
the
Tea
table.
ya?
Yeah,
Ti
so
gitu loh,
momentum
teh
once again
gitu
is
kan.
the question, but
Maksudnya
already
nickname dia
the
kan
fact
teh
that
kan.
BTK is
Kenapa
able to
Tea
hold on,
gitu?
they get the objective. Yeah, that fight wasn't the best for them, but still the way things kind of unfolded, the way the timing was, it wasn't their best fight, right? But the fact that they were at least able to secure the objective kind of gives them that ability to stay here, right? Stay in the game, lead up to the second turtle if they can. That's why Outplayed is going to constantly be putting
Oh, kita
pressure
lihat nih,
where they
wah,
Huge play over there. Yato takes
2-1
down best player.
BTK kah
Just in
guys?
time, that is going to be the jungler out for Outplay.
Yeah, and if we kind of rewind a couple seconds back, you said the fight wasn't into their favor, but you know, the turtle, but Shark.
Huge battle in the mid-river. Shark on
Waduh,
the chase. They're patching all out. Tyrant's Revenge onto the wall,
lalalala.
stunning Yato. Rough waves as well. A lot of utility on the board.
Wih, basic udah sampai tengah aja, Cok. Belum ada item, kamu nyicilin siapa
Some
nih?
additional damage.
That's
Emotional damage.
Joy Bodge powering up.
Jadi kalah farming. Lu. ISO.
Mobazane joining the fight, trying to kite, trying to allow ISO to get away. He is able to get out of there alive. A great save from Mobazane.
And that is a very tricky situation for Outplay. That is not kind of the rotation that you want. You did expect a kill, but not secured. But we do see neutral Jack Turtle coming in just about now. We do see the rotations coming in for BTK. It looks like Zane's going to go ahead and take his hand on it first, but Shark already did a job. Zoning out Joy Bodge on this Grok, but best player.
Is going to rush in, is going to
Wait.
puncture into the turtle.
Wait.
Now facing the full team of
Yang
BTK.
dapat Grok loh.
No retribution needed.
Wah, ISO free hit gak sini? Free hit gak sih ISO? ISO. Wah, ISO-nya free hit, Cok. Wah. Tuh, BTK mendadak mainnya gila sih.
That is amazing. amazing.
Padahal
They
match
get the
1
second
outplay
turtle,
ini kayak
and you can just see,
dominasi
and
sih.
the recalls speak for itself. Joybot is feeling it, right? He had rough game 1, he had a great game 2, now he's having a great game 3 so far. And also the setups he's able to find with this Grok, the wild charge, really allowing the rest of the team to shine here. This is what I said minutes ago. You draft a Kadita, you
Boom.
get this lead. He's 3-0-2 now for Yato. This is the best start that BTK could ask for with this lineup.
And they are securing that lead, right? We do see a 2K gold already into the hands of BTK, but I also want to point out Joybot didn't do so great, didn't show the best potential that he has as a
Ini
rover
Lance,
in that first game with that
Gak
Kaja.
tahu ya, aku tuh selalu berpikir kalau Lance itu ketemu Fredrin susah. Dah itu saya nggak pikirin. Nggak tahu kalau pendapat yang lain.
Yeah, you're seeing both teams getting very comfortable, starting to kind of elevate as we rise through this series. And I gotta say, Joybot's coming alive. He was looking a little shaky the first game, but the second half and the third game looking really strong.
Udah dapat ulti Grok.
Realizes 3 members of outplay down there, not the way he wants to go.
Okay, this is the thing. Outplay is gonna want to go ahead and contest. There's some action top side though.
Yeah, huge play top side to stun onto Promise. Greatest fighter raging slash Mobazane for some additional damage. Promise with the Black Dragon.
Wah, ini gamenya BTK sih guys, firasatku. Udah sisi 2000 nih.
And that is an objective down for the side of Outplay. So good trade, I would say, for the side of BTK, but not so much for Outplay. Petra
Ya,
has been used, but midside
is gonna get a knockup.
mati Hunnya.
Yato takes down Hun. Look at Shark rushing in for some additional CC. Not able to hit the
Gila,
mark.
ini BTK ngegas banget cok mainnya.
Turtles up.
Alright, it's getting a little scary.
Tapi memang Grok Kadita tuh ya kalau di tengah, rotasinya cepat banget guys. Karena kan Kadita nggak terlalu butuh farming banget kan, jadi nggak harus stay di tengah gitu. Tengahnya bisa diisi lapu, diisi kari, jadi tinggal tergantung pergerakannya kemana. Kalau Grok Kaditanya ke bawah, tengah isi lapu, kalau ke atas isi kari. Gitu aja udah. Aku pengen lihat itemnya sih, si Kaditanya bikin apa? Genius langsung apa pakai COD dia?
that was a 3v1 retry right there. That was a beautiful retry picked up by best player coming in on this turtle, but we do still have
Kadita hero paling ngerti menurutku kalau Rom Deme, iya.
Neutral objective turtles, which is going to be the turtles and buffs and the creeps, but bot side looking like a little bit of setup here, trying to look for a trade right here.
Shark gonna go ahead and wind up.
Whoosh.
Knocks up
Whoosh.
Joybot, but is gonna be surrounded by 3 members of BTK. 3v3 on the bottom side.
Oh, they're still
play
going.
on the way. Fight not over. Best player joining the party is gonna go ahead and continue his farm, but neither side gonna find any casualties.
All right, that was a great defensive deciding moment for BTK because it could have been way worse, right? They still have to hold on here though because look at best players. You're gonna try to cut them off.
Halo Muhammad
Put some
Hidayat,
pressure.
sabar.
Keep Joybot quite low. Here comes Mobazane to help him out.
Mobazane.
Mobazane definitely joining the fight. Realizes we cannot lose this turn. We are up on the map right now. It is
Lapunya lurus, Mas Tea. Mas Tea lapunya lurus, dapat 2 turret. Lapu dapat 2 turret.
Still into the hands of BTK, took down 2 turrets on that top side, only left with their high ground base turret for the side of Outplay. Now they do need to make some decisions, right? They can either go ahead and be a little bit aggressive, but they do know they're kind of on the back end right now, right? They don't have the objectives and the turrets into their favor, and they do know the fight that they can take is up to them. But here we go.
Yeah, really, Outplay doesn't have much space to work with. They got no turrets so far.
Loh.
Oh, they're gonna initiate though.
Bagus banget tuh koneksinya. Hajar, cetas. Nice. Wah, ini Kaditanya Mas Yanto nih. Jago juga guys, Kaditanya Mas Yanto guys. Siapa di sini bocil Yanto guys? Coba. Jago juga nih Kadita Mas Yanto. Aku rela nggak sekolah di mana? Jangan gitu. Wah, ini BTK dominasi banget sih ini. Iya, ini kayaknya Liga Jawa guys. Yanto iso lah po. Ada Yanto iso.
Trying to give some vision, but man bit on more than he could chew. Is gonna puncture out, but a good start for BTK, right? 9 minutes in, slowly getting to that mid game and having control of the map. As you are seeing Promise, need to get away. He's gonna use that Furious Dive just in time, but Outplay needs to find a way to turn this in their favor. So far, this is a one-sided story for the Bloodthirsty Kings.
And we already see the
Buset, stiker MSC tuh dikeluarin. Sabar gak sih, Bang?
Actually use that wild charge and try to grab a little bit of CC, but knowing that Shark still has the Tyrant's Revenge coming in, but
Huge battle on the way. The Tyrant's Revenge
Apa tuh maksudnya si best player tuh? Itu kan Fredrin, gimana? Itu kan Fredrin, Mas. Tolonglah, Mas. Mas best player. Lu joyboy-nya balik, lihat. Ya ampun, kenapa sih orang nih udah dapat lot balik gitu, kenapa kok malah maju nubruk ke depan gitu. Sing sabar gitu loh, Mas. Sing sabar loh, Mas Yanto, Mas Iso. Sakit itu Thea nih. Masih lanjut irap.
absolutely. The top side, though, however, who's going to go ahead and get his hands on that Lord to go ahead and try and defend. But did you see how much pressure BTK just put towards the jungle side of Outplay? He really had to get out, but mid side.
Berdebung. Langsung diajar tengah kah, guys? Buat bocil Yanto aku, guys. Bocil Yanto.
This is a great, kind of back and forth what we're seeing for both teams. BTK, they might have lost, that last Lord fight that they had, but really it was just the numbers.
Pas lawan BTR Sons itu ada Om Luna Botak. Om Luna Botak itu karena fansnya banyak dari Indo juga, guys. Jadi dia mendedikasikan namanya untuk fans yang dari Indo. Itu aja sampai ditato di sini Om Botak, ditato di botaknya dia itu. Begitu Mas Anugrah.
See it when they're skirmishing, when they're sometimes even full out team fighting. They have the capability to actually contest these objectives. The biggest problem for them, because they only have one turret this entire game, is they don't have space to move with. And so that's what Outplay has to fight for. And if that's finding a setup, a pick off if they can.
Weh, thank you 1K-nya. Ayo like dulu, guys. Like dulu. View-nya udah 1000. Like-nya berapa tuh? Tolong kalau masuk dipencet itu like-nya.
So crowded together, right? This is their form of just kind of the ultimate bonding experience. They're sticking together here.
Absolutely. And now the thing is, I do, you do have to work together as a team. Now, Outplay, when it comes to this draft, you do have to fight as a team. But Shark just got caught out. The wild charge
Isonya free hit, Mas. Lihat Promise langsung gitu, guys. Promise matanya langsung menuju ke Marksman ya. Mati nih, best player dikejar sama Thea nih, lihat ya, dikejar sama Thea. Hublah, dikejar nih, asli dikejar, nggak mungkin berhenti, Thea-nya langsung mencet W terus nih. Lihat, kan. Tapi si best playernya sempat bunuh Kadita, itu bagus banget sih dia. Langsung sing menuju ke Kadita, itu bagus banget tuh.
But look at T, look at the drive, still rushing in. Basic? Both fighters fighting their lives Basic? Out on the line, but Basic in the bush. Possible Lord still on the way, needs to swap over. Could possibly get a little bit of a sniper still, but look at wraps around just in time. Zane.
Biar apa Hun ngambil ulti Fredrin? Biar apa gitu maksudnya? Ada Grok loh, ngambilnya ulti Fredrin. Gila. BTK mendadak mengamuk guys ya. Objektif OP jelek amat. Ya karena susah guys, lance gini gimana cok, lance ketemu Fredrin gini. Tadi kalau misalnya si OP ambilnya Akai sama Beatrix mungkin bisa sedikit beda cerita guys. Bayangin, Valennya ambil ulti Grok, terus ada Akai. Objektifnya kencang banget. Bocil Yanto sih aku guys. Yanto, ayo Lek Yanto. Ayo Lek Yanto.
like they are trying to go ahead and defend this.
You
And
are
we
going to
already
see huge play on the way. Huge invade
Promise.
from BTK. Promise front line trying to sustain himself, trying to stop BTK from claiming some more of these inhibitors. You are seeing Hoon on the bottom side, but look at BTK. Very comfortable right now. A little bit of that recall for that additional damage that we love to see, and down goes the top inhibitor turret.
I love T. He just brave as fire jumps in there and he just stands like, come on, who wants it? So that again is how good BTK is feeling with this game. Number 3, they're total control here. Again, outplay at this point, 15 minutes in, 1 turret. Right now, the top side is holding on to about 1 hit away. They should be able to get that down, work around with it, but they got about 1.5 minutes to do something, right? Because next Lord's going to come up here. They don't want to give that one up, and conceals are going to be used. They're just trying to scout around the map. This is what I was talking about, advantage-wise. Now, let's take a quick look at the items here, Eunice.
And we are looking at that 15-minute power spike. So we're kind of in that mid to late game, and this could go towards that late game. But we already see a lot of immortals being picked up by the side of BTK. Zane, one of that tank jump needs to go ahead and be able to
Move-nya BTK lucu juga ya. Max-mainnya di situ. Lampunya nggak kelihatan. Kadinanya nggak kelihatan. Grupnya nggak kelihatan.
They're making it very hard, but look, 15 minutes in, right? Officially getting to the late game. The respawn timers are getting higher, and
Kalau nggak kelihatan semua tuh
As you
malah
already seen
justru
this
outplay-nya
Lord
lebih
spawn in
awas
40
nggak sih? Harus
seconds.
ada yang
The
kelihatan
question is,
satu sih
how can
tetap.
Outplay find their momentum? They're a team that's been dominating the whole 2023
Paling nggak mancing
spring
gerakan
season,
gitu loh.
but now taking some losses, right? BTK able to find their rhythm, and if they keep this up, it may put Outplay on the back end.
Mancing
This is the
gerakan.
time, you know, they have to. This is exactly what OP has to do. Move around the map together.
Habis ini aku harus butuh
Scout
kopi.
things out the best way you can. If that's at the sacrifice
15
of the field,
detik
then that's
sebelum
what you have to
Lord.
do. Because if someone goes down, if someone gets picked off, especially from Yado, it's tough, right? The fact that you try to contest that next Lord, you cannot lose a member at this point of the game. So they're forced to stick together. They got to secure the buffs that they can here for best player, and then allow themselves to actually contest that Lord. You can see that's exactly what they're going to be doing. Basically, his positioning is crucial here. And if he can get into a setup the way that he needs to be, if Shark can find it,
Apakah Yuzong yang akan membuka, guys? Yuzong masuk, Kufra masuk. Kari clear tengah, Fredrin narik sampai darah setengah, ditunggu. Cek-cek gerakan.
Usually in that early game stage, you want to harp on who is most fed, is able to get the most amount of creeps. But right now, we're already to that mid to late game, so gold doesn't even really matter. You just want to see what you can get out of this. And knowing that Outplay right now is in the back end, but T.
Huge play on the way, the battle in the Lord pit. Yato knock up, Yato rushing
Boom.
in. Shark is going to flicker away.
Buh.
Not same story for best player.
Susah
He's
ini.
going to shut him down. The jungler does
Loh,
Outplay
ulti.
retribution into the hands of Mobazane to be able to secure this Lord.
There you go.
Susah cok ini irunya karena lance ya. Jadi objektifnya kalah gitu loh guys. Karena lance itu sebenarnya kalau AK ya beda. Apa ya cok lance?
So they have to hold on. Outplay has to hold on to this mid lane, get rid of Lord, get rid of those charged up minions marching down, holding on to one last turret of the base here. And they'll see BTK might press the situation once again.
Dua lane masuk sih.
5
lawan 4. Enggak sih. Kalau karinya free hit bisa sih. Wah, karinya Patrick udah mati, hero-heronya udah mati. N gila. Nice banget, cok. Seru sih ini. Seru. Ayo like dulu guys, like dulu. Novaria bakal OP nggak sih mas besok? Harusnya ya. Hero baru mah OP aja gitu. Kita nanti masuk ke game yang ke berapa tuh? 3, 4.